A respected family, two sons with no criminal history, and a single night that would shock America. The spending spree that followed, a secret recording, and two completely opposite versions of events turned this case into one of the most debated mysteries of the 1990s. More than 30 years later, the same questions remain. What really happened and why? The story of the Menendez brothers begins long before the night of August 20th, 1989. Jose Menendez, born in Cuba in 1944, fled the country after the Castro Revolution. He arrived in the United States as a teenager with no money and worked his way up to become a powerful executive in the entertainment industry, holding positions at RCA and live entertainment. He was known for his extreme ambition, perfectionism, and strict authority. Former colleagues and friends often noted that he applied the same intensity at home. He sometimes made his sons redo their homework even when they had received good grades, simply because the presentation wasn't professional enough. Kitty Menendez, born Mary Louise Anderson, was a former school teacher. She left her career to focus on her family, but struggled with depression, anxiety, and growing emotional dependence. After her death, police found unsent letters in drawers around the house, letters in which she expressed fear of losing her family, feelings of inadequacy, and a sense of being overwhelmed. In one, she wrote, "I don't know how to be a mother anymore." The couple had two sons, Lyle, born in 1968, and Eric, born in 1970. From childhood, the boys lived in an environment where success was mandatory. Jose enforced strict rules, monitored their academic and athletic performance, and expected excellence in everything they did. Lyle, more outgoing but deeply anxious, had a severe fear of public speaking. During one school presentation, he suffered a panic attack and walked out of the room. An incident classmates misinterpreted as arrogance, though teachers later confirmed it was rooted in anxiety. Eric, more sensitive and introverted, poured himself into tennis. His coach later recalled seeing him cry during training sessions, not from physical exhaustion, but from the pressure he felt at home. Eric often said, "If I don't succeed, I disappoint my father." In the 1980s, the family moved to a luxurious home on North Elm Drive in Beverly Hills. Neighbors noticed that the house was always impeccably maintained, but the boys were rarely seen playing outside. Everything had to be perfect all the time, one neighbor later said. On August 20th, 1989, the day appeared ordinary. Eric attended tennis practice. Lyle went out briefly. The family had dinner together and watched television. Later that evening, the brothers left the house, then returned. What happened next became the heart of the case. Jose and Kitty were found dead in the living room. At 11:47 p.m., Lyle called 911, screaming that his parents had been killed. When police arrived, the brothers appeared to be in shock. In the weeks that followed, their behavior drew attention. They spent large amounts of money, luxury cars, watches, designer clothing, travel, restaurants. But one lesser-known detail complicates the narrative. Eric spent $50,000 to produce an amateur film he had written, a thriller loosely inspired by his own life. The project collapsed after a few weeks. The investigation moved slowly until a major turning point. Eric confessed the crime to his psychologist, Dr. Jerome Oziel. Fearing for his own safety, Oziel asked Eric to repeat the confession so he could record it. Those tapes became the centerpiece of the case. It was Oziel's mistress, Judalon Smith, who alerted police to their existence. The trial became one of the most publicized of the 1990s. The defense argued that the brothers acted out of fear after years of psychological, physical, and sexual abuse. The prosecution claimed it was a cold-blooded murder motivated by money. During the first trial, some jurors were visibly shaken by the testimony. Several requested breaks, and one later said, "I had never seen young men so broken." The first trial ended in a hung jury. The second trial in 1995 excluded some of the emotional testimony heard previously. In 1996, Lyle and Eric were convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. In prison, Eric began writing poetry. In one poem, he described the house where the walls screamed. Lyle married twice. For more than 20 years, the brothers were held in separate prisons. In 2018, they were finally reunited. When they saw each other for the first time in 22 years, they reportedly hugged for several minutes without speaking. A guard described it as one of the most human moments he had ever witnessed. Today, the Menendez case continues to fascinate the public. Documentaries, series, podcasts, and legal analyses revisit the story regularly, each offering new interpretations. But despite decades of debate, the essential questions remain. What truly happened that night, and why?